Okay, we are live. Welcome everyone to this Agent Intelligence. We're exploring everything AI agents, the future of AI agents, exploring full AI builders, and most important, deep diving into like demos and what's happening in the space and trends. So I'm Francesco, contributing to WaterDAO, and most important, I'm leading developer relations and consensus. And today we're diving deep into kind of the technology and the vision behind Tesoro, and we're actually speaking with awesome builders in the space. Kamil, Anton, it's a pleasure to have you both. You want to quickly introduce yourself? You want to start, Kamil?
Sure. Thank you so much, Francesca. It's always a great pleasure to talk to you. I'm Kamil. I have experience in as a founder. I founded a few startups in Web2 space and some in Web3 space. And also I worked at Orion. It's a DeFi project that aggregated centralized and decentralized exchanges, something like 1inch. And now I'm working on Tesoro. And Anton, let me introduce him also, because he's a very, polite guy. Anton is very talented person. He has over 6 years of experience as an ML engineer at hedge funds. He worked at a in some huge hedge funds with 100 mil per day turnover. And also Anton is a champion of many physics, math, and robotics Olympiads, including national level. So pretty clever guy. So I'm very, very proud and grateful for Anton that he's working with me at Tesoro.
Nice, big pleasure to have you both. It's great. I think it's cool. I think like we had to
Thank you.
schedule this since quite a long time, and I'm excited actually to have this quick combo. But let's get it started. Like so, Tesoro specifically, right? Right. What were kind of like the initial problems that you were trying to solve with this agent?
Sure. So DeFi has three problems that everyone knows. The first thing, DeFi is complex. It's obvious. The second thing, DeFi is fragmented. And the third thing is that autonomous trading dominates in traditional finance. As you know, 80% of all trades are made by robots. And it also dominates on centralized exchanges. And Binance trading bots, for example, operate like hundreds of millions, sometimes billions of dollars permanently. They create these huge volumes. And this is one of the reasons why Binance earned like 50% of the entire industry revenue, 24 billion last year, out of just 160 billion in assets under management. So very, marginal service. However, 90% of market value is held through self-custody solutions like MetaMask, Ledger, Safe, and other, self-custody wallets and solutions. However, autonomous trading is not available for them. And we understood that we can deliver this autonomous trading and simplify access to DeFi with AI agents. In short, AI agents are AI-driven smart contracts that trade directly from your self-custody wallet with no custody. So you always have access to your liquidity. Your assets are always at your address, and it just make transactions on your behalf. And as far as I know, Francesco, so many people, so many projects in the space. So as far as I know, we are the first project that actually launched this trading through self-custody wallets when access stay at the user's address. I have never heard about this solution because you always have to top up wallet, you always have
Yes.
to top up any, other like account abstraction or something. At Tesoro, we make it much more user-friendly because you don't have to worry, where are my assets at? How can I withdraw them? They are always at your address, and you can top up your balance, like spend your assets, do whatever you want with your assets. And this is like one of the core innovations of Tesoro.
Nice. Yeah, it's definitely like super like an adding value, right? That I see. I think like you were like I would definitely want to see what actually are we speaking about. Like I'm not sure if you want to share some kind
Sure,
of like
sure.
demo or like screenshot. I think that would be super
Would
valuable
love
for
to.
like the agent builder out there.
Would love to. But first of all, I would like to say that everything that me and Anton say, it's not a financial advice. It's
Oh yeah, yeah,
it's
of
not a
course.
recommendation and no obligations. Do your own research and all of the disclaimers that we can say. We are saying now.
Yes,
So
always, always, always.
yeah, okay. I'm
Yes,
happy to
yes,
share my screen. Okay, perfect.
yes.
So
Yes, I
okay,
see it.
okay.
Right.
So I would like to share, we have different agents for different needs. And one of our first agents is the portfolio rebalancing agent. So here you see that you see our interface. I should connect my wallet here. Just a second. Okay. So what is, Francesco, do you know what is portfolio rebalancing?
So it's basically, is it something that basically normally you're doing it kind of like manually or through kind of specific like automation systems, right? But basically you're based on specific interest rate on a Web2 basis, you're kind of like rebalancing and reselling depending on the kind of criteria, right? So assuming this is happening on the agent side.
Yeah, something like that. So portfolio rebalancing is a strategy when you keep the target allocation of your assets, and you, based on that, in many cases, you reduce the risk, and also you earn on mean reversion. So, long story short, let's say you have 50% of your assets in USDT and 50% in Bitcoin. And when Bitcoin is 100, like, and you started doing it when Bitcoin is like, let's say 90K. However, after that, it was like 110K, then 75K, then 100K, and if you just hold, you have the same, amount of your assets in your portfolio. However, if you rebalance, it's something like sell high and buy low. It's not that simple, but long story short, during these fluctuations, you capitalizing on mean reversion. So when the price going up and down, the agent autonomously buy or sell your assets to keep the target allocation like 50-50.
Yes.
And by the end of the day, you capitalize on these fluctuations. When the price is the same, your portfolio is more wealthy. And this is how it works. So the interface is very similar to Uniswap and other like industry standards. You can specify assets that you want to rebalance. Let's say 25% in Bitcoin, 25% in Ethereum. And I should choose another network because I already have, working agents on Arbitrum. By the way, we received a grant from Arbitrum Foundation, and
Nice.
would like to say hi to them and thanks.
Yeah, big shout
And
out.
yeah, so you specify your portfolio and then you click next. And here we see the magic. Because when you use Binance trading bot, you have to choose the threshold by your own. I can, by the way, share with you also this. So when we set up their trading bot, we have to choose from 0.5% to 50% rebalancing threshold. But rebalancing threshold is everything. Based on the threshold, you will have very different ROI. And if you choose like 0.5%, it will be like, trades every hour or something. And it's completely not convenient and not efficient in terms of commissions, transaction prices, and all of this stuff. However, we use AI-driven dynamic threshold. So we calculate the threshold based on the volatility of your assets. Here you can see how it works under the hood. So it's a true math. Thanks, Anton, for that. And there are some examples. If you want
Nice.
later, Anton can explain how it works. So, and as we can see, our agent chose 9.84 5% rebalancing threshold for your assets, and it will autonomously adjust the threshold based on the volatility. So if volatility is high, it will make the threshold wider, so you reduce the risk, because our goal is to buy to sell very high and buy very low, and this is why it will make the threshold wider. However, if volatility is low, it will make the threshold narrower, so you will earn more on mean reversion. However, if you want, you can here specify a static threshold, let's say 10%. But obviously, I prefer AI-driven dynamic threshold. And in short, that's it. So you just specify assets, you just choose the threshold, and after that, you deploy agent on chain, and it's a smart contract, as I mentioned, and provide it allowances to trade your assets. And your assets stay on your address without any restrictions. You can top up your balance, you can withdraw funds, do whatever you want. And also, you can stop it via the Tesoro dashboard or by withdrawing assets from your address, by reworking allowances on MetaMask portfolio, for example. So that's very simple, and I can show you. So we deploy the agent on chain. You are the owner of the smart contract, by the way, obviously. So the agent can just make swaps on Uniswap. And okay, so we see here, and after that, we should give allowances for wrapped Bitcoin, USDT, and Ethereum. We see here. Okay. By the way, we are waiting for the new standard, and also you had recently conversation with Dan Finley, and he's one of the innovators of the delegation toolkit, and hopefully it will be available for everyone soon. And also the standard 702, if I remember correctly, we will make this process in a single transaction. So it will be even faster than it's now. So, and after that, we click simply launch, and the agent will start managing your assets within 24 hours. And you can always check that everything is okay through your dashboard. And also, as I mentioned, your assets stay on your address. So here we see the link to Polygon Scan. You can see that the contract itself, the assets, transactions, and everything. So it's very convenient, in my opinion, and user-friendly. However, I would love to hear your opinion. Should we improve it somehow? Let us know. What do you
No,
think?
I think it makes totally sense. It's good. UI wise, like so how so people interacting directly and launching directly the rebalancing of funds, right? So that the main kind of features here is rebalancing portfolios, basically, right?
Yeah, it's just one of our agents. This is the agent with which we would like to start, because it's one of the most proven strategies in like traditional finance, and it's very popular on centralized exchanges. So this is why we are starting with it. But based on this agent, we have many different other agents like DCA, Auto Invest, and other stuff that we are working right now on. And also at the moment, we are working on lending and borrowing agent that actually can choose the best protocol for you, aggregate dozens, finds the best, APY or LTV. It depends on your priorities, and then distribute the assets to it finds the best conditions for each asset, and it distributes assets between different protocols, and also it can manage your positions. So if there is a risk of liquidation, the agent, it can repay the loan, or add more collateral, in other assets. So it's fully autonomous. You don't have to worry about the liquidation. You don't have to check, all of these platforms, connect your wallet, see your positions.
Nice.
You have all of them in a single place. So it's one of the products that we
That's
are
very
working
cool,
on right
actually.
now.
What like, run me through a little bit the architecture side, like how you guys started, like with this, like a framework like Eliza, Lagrange, or something like that. And then I want to definitely hear from Anton, like what is in the background on the side.
Sure. I think that Anton can explain the architecture and also answer your questions on the AI side and whatever you want, Francesca, feel free.
Yeah. Maybe I should share a slides.
Oh yeah, sure,
Slides.
sure.
Yeah. Definitely. So I start from the beginning.
Oh, nice. I like this when I see architectural.
Yeah.
Right.
uh, so I briefly explain the architectural side of our project. So, what actually are we doing uh, regarding to machine learning and things like that, AI? We have some. Um, off-chain storage of market data, of whatever else data we're about to collect, and we have on what we call ML core is some manager for the models handling with that data, and uh, I'll explain further. They mostly focused on uh, volatility forecasting and things like that. And so then we come here, which is like Tesoro backend side, where we interact with our contracts. Each Tesoro agent has his own like node uh, interacting with backend, and so we have an individual forecast for each contract, like depending on the portfolio, on the some other parameters user set to us. We have a different forecast from a ML core. And so Tesoro backend handle all this stuff and send it to the node, and then we get to the on-chain side. Like Tesoro has an operational address eligible to interact with the contract, and we can slightly adjust some parameters of in a context of portfolio rebalancing of what contracts do or whatever. Yeah, and so
Yeah.
this team, yeah, like in
Yeah,
general.
so I would like to add some from my side,
Yeah,
in other
sure.
words. So first of all, our strategies, if you can call them strategies, are personalized. So like your rebalance and threshold and other parameters are based on your specific assets and their volatility. And you can try it by yourself. You can enter different, assets, and you will see different thresholds. And the second thing that is not mentioned actually in this architecture slide, that we have a ecosystem of different agents. For example, we don't use oracles to get the prices. We have a specific Tesoro Code smart contract that gets the prices directly from Uniswap liquidity pools. And also there are many, embedded risk management things. For example, if you set up a trading agent on centralized exchanges, and if let's say you have 30% of your portfolio in Ethereum, and something very really bad happens, like Vitalik Buterin was arrested or something. Hope it will never happen because there is no ground for that. But it's just an example. And the price going from 2K to 2 cents. other trading bots will still buying this asset, so it will sell all of your other assets and buy Ethereum. However, at Tesoro we have some risk management mechanism, and it will see that something went wrong with the asset, and it will stop trading it. And so I'm explaining that we have a whole ecosystem and infrastructure of agents that interact with each other. One gets the prices, one makes the swaps, on your behalf. We have also a Tesoro Factory agent that creates new agents. So the infrastructure is very, complex. However, it made for convenience of our customers and for security. And the capabilities of each contract is very, very limited. It cannot transfer your assets to any other address except pay like management or performance fee payment. By the way, we can discuss it also later. By the way, Anton, I know that later in slides we have a lot of sensitive slides, by the way, so I would prefer to explain it by words, if there are
Yeah,
any
sure.
questions
We
in
can
terms of,
stay
yeah,
on this
yeah,
slide.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Because
sure,
because
sure, sure.
this is the presentation that actually like some VCs ask us like, do you really have AI or is it just a buzzword?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
we
yeah,
have
yeah,
to
yeah. Sure.
we have to explain. So
Yeah.
Francesco, do you have any questions?
No, I think it's quite straightforward. I understand also the architectural side. I understand, how you guys build. I definitely want to understand because we are kind of like almost on time. Like, I want to understand, a lot of AI agent builder are hearing us, right? Like, what are kind of like some of the lessons learned that you guys would kind of like recommend, or like lesson learned that you want to share to people? Like, this is something I don't know. This is something I would do if you start, or I would just use a framework. I would not use a framework. If you're coming from the Python background, do that, or like anything, design, UI, for like formats for the agent consumers, anything that you want to share here.
Uh, could you please say it
Yes,
in
yes,
other
yes, yes.
words?
Like
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
like any lesson learned, right? If you like, are there some kind of like challenges that you had, starting from like building Tesoro until now, that we say, okay, this is what we would have done before if we knew that, some kind of lesson learned for people to learn, because there is a lot of AI agent builders hearing us, right? That could learn from you guys too, because you are kind of like the OG building now, not just Tesoro but in the space.
Yeah, thank you for the kind words, first of all. Regarding challenges, obviously, we are facing challenges every day because we always have to like balance between providing a very like user-friendly service and security, and for example, some of our customers were worried, early adopters were worried about the transaction fees, and they said, okay, you will make a lot of trades. I will pay for transactions, and we said okay, and we built an infrastructure where Tesoro agents cover all of the transaction costs for you. So all of the swaps are covered by Tesoro agent, and we charge you just management fee or performance fee based on the service, the actual agent that we provide. Also, we have like every day we have some technical issues because, as I mentioned, DeFi is very fragmented, and different, let's say, lending protocols has different, architecture, and it's not that simple to aggregate all of them in one place. So it's just like a technical issue, and we should ask our CTO Alex to explain it better, how he handles all of this stuff. So, however, the main challenge always is the demand, and as a founder, I act as just a provider of user needs to our technical team. So in my previous experience, I tried to be like 100% visionary, to like build something very, very, unique. And I understood that it's not the right approach. You have to listen to your customers, to your early adopters, do a lot of customer development. And all of our current products are just like what our users need, actually. And we already signed some letters of intent with tier 1 companies like Consensus and P2P.org and some other companies that are interested in some of our products. I can sell it because it's like a legal document, not legal binding, but official statement of their interest. And we were just really surprised to have this, interest from these tier 1 companies. Because to be honest, I thought that we will like sell our product directly to our customers and do this, marketing, builds everything from scratch without any leverage. However, now we see a huge demand from very, very big enterprise companies, like industry leaders in their segments. And our calls with them, it's not like we just asking what do they need. We don't sell them our product. We just asking like how we should build it. And based on that, when you have a demand and when you have customers that actually need your product, the challenges are much more simple. You just have to to develop it, and that's it.
No, sounds good. I mean, that's super interesting. Too. Some really good lesson learned, by the way, Kamil. I wanted to ask you because we're at time here. So, what's coming next on Tesoro? Like anything that you kind of like disclose, drop some kind of like alphas. What are you guys cooking right now that you kind of like bring in public?
Sure. So, as I mentioned, we have interest from these like big names, and we feel that so many institutional investors are coming to the space, and they need institutional grade asset management, and the services without any lockup periods. And when the assets are when they always have access to the liquidity, and we at the moment we are focused on the products for these institutional grade customers. For example, yield farming agent. There is a huge science under the hood of these agents, because you have to like get a lot of data from the let's say Uniswap liquidity pools, and calculate correctly APY, impermanent loss. We use AI to calculate it correctly. So now we are focused on institutional grade products, because if they will have success from these big players, obviously retail customers also would love to to try. So yeah, this is our current direction.
Nice, nice, sounds good. So, anything else before closing up that you want to share to those agent builders? Read this, do this, check out this book, check out this blog.
So I would like to say, first of all, thank you, Francesca, for what you are doing, because I saw so many interviews with people who actually don't provide any, don't do any interviews. Like Dan Finley, he's such a brilliant person and engineer. I had a pleasure to communicate with him a bit at FTC in Brussels. By the way, we see each other also there. So saw each other. Yeah, and you do such a great job in this direction, so thank you so much for that. And for the other agent builders, I would say that we would love to collaborate without any even without any business relations under the hood. We just happy to share our experience, and probably you can help us. We can collaborate. We can build something together. So please feel free to reach me out or Anton, and we can discuss potential collaboration and build something great together. So I'm always available, and let's build.
Sounds good. I love the
Me
closing.
too.
Let's build. Yeah. No, thank you so much, Anton. Thank you so much, Kamil. I think this is good, and I think this is also good to action. I think especially agent to agent collaboration. I think people can actually like build on top of kind of using also like Tesoro to actually like
Yeah.
do specific actions. So that's super exciting. And thanks for the shout out. We definitely need more agent builders and general builder awareness, right? And they're showing really what cool builders in the ecosystem are cooking. So awesome. Thank you so much, Paul. Thank you so much. Also, we'll send over some Tesoro kind of like specific information. And until probably like see or probably we'll see each other in some other events. But until then, thank you so much and keep building and keep cooking. Thanks everyone.
Thank you, Francesca. Have a
Awesome. See
lovely
you.
day in Tokyo.
Yes.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you guys.